the review of a Hindi movie, Sardar Udham, starring Vicky Kaushal and others. Now, this movie is totally focused on India's freedom movement, and in that a particular episode of Martyr Sardar Udham Singh has been brought to the foray by the director Shoojit Sircar. Now, this flick is basically showcasing as to why Shoojit Udham Singh pulled the trigger to end the life of General Michael O'Dwyer, who ordered the shooting of people who were peacefully protesting against the Rowlatt Act at the Jallianwala Bagh in 1990. The protagonist, played by Vicky Kaushal, has indeed done justice to his role as Udham Singh in the movie. He has literally breathed life into the character of Shoojit Udham Singh. In fact, he was instrumental in showcasing good emotions and also his stubbornness as a die-hard Indian, all out to make sure that the British get themselves out of India during those days. The others in the cast have also done their wee bit to add flavor to reignite the passion of India's freedom movement. Now, coming to the screenplay, I believe the screenplay has been splendid to give a good continuity to the film, which is my opinion. Now, the cinematography part, which was handled by Avik Mukhopadhyay, has indeed delivered big time. Special mention to the portrayal of India and England in the early 1900s were very well brought out by Avik Mukhopadhyay through his lens. The music, scored by music directors Shantanu Moitra and George Joseph, have also provided the much required feel-good factor in each scene during the entire movie. Well, in my view and opinion, the director Shoojit Sircar has actually stretched the movie rather unnecessarily in certain areas. One, the portrayal of the aftermath of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre at the hands of General Michael O'Dwyer. I feel the showcasing of Udham Singh single-handedly transporting the injured to the makeshift hospital in the movie for over 20 minutes plus was indeed overstretched. I didn't understand as to what the director was getting the audience to comprehend by such a long portrayal of Udham Singh's tryst with the horrors of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Well, if the director was actually trying to convince the audience that only because of this incident he decided to pull the trigger and his act is justifiable, was actually a poor display of direction in my opinion. It was a given that out of the many reasons that plagued Udham Singh's mind, Jallianwala Bagh massacre, the incident, was the tipping point for him to assassinate General Dwyer and showcase it as a protest against the British rule in India. So the director's attempt to bring Jallianwala Bagh as the only reason for Udham Singh to pull the trigger was totally out of proportion in my view. Now, secondly, in the movie, the director, I believe, has failed big time to bring to light how Udham Singh's incident was handled by Gandhi and Nehru, who in fact had called it a senseless act by Udham Singh at that time. When it is a movie inspired by true events, conveniently camouflaging this important fact is not seen in good light, which is my opinion. When a larger-than-life character like Udham Singh is being portrayed to the eyes of the new generation of Indians, this is not the right way forward, as they require to know the entire truth as to what happened to Shoojit Udham Singh and whether he got the required support from his leaders in India, for which he sacrificed his life. As a nation, every Indian needs to know about the truth of Udham Singh and not just the sugar-coated one as was shown in the movie directed by Shoojit Sircar. Finally, I believe the speech of Udham Singh, which he gave in his defense in a London court as to why he assassinated General Michael O'Dyer, which was not allowed to be published by the British courts then, but which was eventually published in the year 1996, could have been included in the movie to bring to light Shoojit Udham Singh's inspired and motivational stand about the British in India, instead of predominantly showing how Udham Singh single-handedly helped the injured at the Jallianwala Bagh in the year 1990 for over 20 plus times. I believe if these three areas would have been brought into the movie would have moved from a good one to a fantastic one. In conclusion, the director Shoojit Sircar has indeed done an above average job to bring to light the life and times of Shoojit Udham Singh and his tryst with the freedom movement in India. The actor Vicky Kaushal has indeed done a profound job as the protagonist Udham Singh in the movie. However, if the director had also brought out other true facts and events which was conveniently swept under the carpet for reasons best known to him, I feel the movie would have moved from a good movie to a fantastic one, which is solely my opinion. Anyways, a good attempt by the director and his team. Well, coming to the rating, I am giving this flick a 6.5 on 10. Hope you found my review interesting and informative. Please do watch the movie, as it is a must watch for every Indian to know that freedom was not given to us on a platter by the British, but it was achieved by the collective and hard-hitting efforts of people like Bhagat Singh, Udham Singh, Subhash Bose and the others. Until we meet again, Jaihind.